Hello everybody, my name is Star. Welcome to the Plains of Eidolon. This may be overwhelming for new players, but just stick with me and I'll give you a guide to the plains. First, let's walk around the map. Our first stop to the left of us is this crazy fishing lady, Fisher Kyluk. She's in some pretty fishy business. As you can see, you can browse wares. The special for today: provide fish for Cetus or cut fish for materials. What does this all mean? You'll see. The Browse Ware option allows you to use Cetus Standing to get upgrades for bait, dyes, spears, etc. Fishing can be important to gather, so if you're new, don't leave this aspect out. Today's special allows you to buy fish materials for plat. It's a huge ripoff. Do not do this. You can easily get these items by fishing anyway, so don't bother with any of the quote specials unquote. Providing fish for Cetus gives you a chance to trade fish for standing. Don't do this either. There are easier ways to get standing for Cetus, and I'll teach you. And cutting fish allows you to get materials from certain fish, and some give you resources like Norgs giving Norg brains, Sherax giving Sherak teeth, or Tralocs giving Traloc eyes. Next is the Old Man Sambat. There's an odd correlation between all the PCs being old people. Kinda weird. He specializes in minerals across the plains. Browsing wares allows you to upgrade your drills and such, just like the old fishing lady. Don't bother with getting most of the upgraded drills. If you want a good drill, go to Fortuna and get the laser ones. Today's special, again, trade gems for plat, is a complete waste. Trading gems for standing. Do not skip over this. It is really important for those who want to max their Cetus standing. Every day, go and trade in gems to max out your standing cap for the day. Doing this will make it easier and less grindy. Of course, you still have to go and get the gems, but that's what the Fortuna drill is for, and you'll see that in the later parts of the video. Next is the only young NPC in Cetus, Nakak. She specializes in those weird masks you see in the back of the stand and any new events that might come out, like Plaguestar, for example. This is also where you can get the Revenant quest from. Just buy the mask and ask around to start it. You can also get floofs here if you're into that stuff, and masks for your operator, like I said. Next is Hawk, another strange old guy. He's useful when Plaguestar is out, but he specializes in Zaw weapons. Basically, they're melee weapons that you can put together, like Legos, and Plague Zaws are really the only Zaws worth making. Other than that, the other ones are just mastery fodder. And with the new meta changes, Plague Zaws might not even be a viable option anymore, so who really knows if Zaws are really worth getting anymore. Forging a Zaw is exactly what it says. You can preview the Zaws and their stats in that menu, so don't forget to click on View Gilded, and that will be a more realistic version of the stats. And gilding is basically a rank up for the weapon. It just makes it more powerful and allows some stats to increase depending on what parts you put together, and it also will allow you to change the name of the Zaw, and oh boy, you will love that, I'm pretty sure. And you can color it as well. Browse Wares also allows you to trade Cetus standing for parts and some arcanes for the Zaws. If you don't see the Plague Zaw parts on your screen, it's because the Plaguestar event was a limited time event, and you'll have to wait a while before DE makes it come back. Today's special, a grand waste of plat again. He sells Zaws that you can make for plat, and they're ridiculously overpriced. You can literally make these without even trying, really. And other services allows you to guild, rename, or trade your Zaw for Cetus standing. Next is Master Tessanai, aka the man I laugh at every time I kill an animal in the plains, and trust me, I do this whenever I get the chance. It is that funny.
You're nearing the armored vault. Take out the surrounding guards. One of them is carrying a data mass, and we'll need that to get inside.
And so it goes. I'm sorry, little friend.
He specializes in some PETA bull. His wares include lures and some weird wooden item that lures out rarer species of the certain animal carved on it. And some weird poison antidote thing at the bottom. Hunting, capturing the creatures, gives you tags for the creature that you caught, which can be traded in for, drumroll please, floofs. If you capture one of each creature, you'll get a little badge. Wasn't all that hassle worth it for some stuffed animal you can place in your arbiter? No, I don't think so. Bartered goods allows you to trade, and get this, for captured animals from the plains in return for resources from cut fish. So basically, screw aquatic animals and leave the animals you, quote, rescue, unquote, in a cage where they'll be held captive and not fed. That'd be funny if you could feed them. And it's just a giant metaphor for Second to last, but certainly not least, is Kanzu, aka the old bald man in the front of Cetus who got cucked. And if you don't understand that, do the rest of the Plains story. It's really funny. This guy gives you bounties to do across the plains. They give you alright stuff, so just mainly do these if you're bored and you just want standing. Generally, that's all he does. You can even rank up your Cetus standing with him, but it just allows you to see what you need for the next rank up. This is a spoiler warning for people that haven't seen The War Within or the Plains of Eidolon story for those who care. This is a spoiler warning again. So if you walk off to a different trail, you'll see these weird doors, and if they don't glow blue or open, that means you're not far enough into the Plains of Eidolon story to open it. The doors will only open if you're in operator mode, so press 5 or whatever button you put to it. The guy you will see is Quill Onko, aka the Chad in Kongzu's story. This guy sells amp parts, armor sets that are only for aesthetics, and other stuff. He has his own standing separate from the Cetus standing, so this is an extra grind off from the main grind of the Cetus standing. So generally you have to farm other things instead, and they're completely separate. None of them correlate with each other, and your standing does not transfer over in any way or form. The only way of getting standing is the Eidolon eggs, as I like to call them, or the sentient cores. These are dropped from Sentience in Lua. Do not farm them because it's just a waste of time. Vomvalus, again, don't farm them. And Eidolons, as we'll get into later. Amps are the operator's Zaws. They're basically a way of killing the Eidolons, and you can put together in any set, whether from Fortuna or the Plains. Making strong amps can make you unstoppable with only your operator. And with the extra stuff, you can preview a build on the Forge, an amp screen, and guild it once it's rank 30. Or you can trade it in for standing. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the Plains. Walk up to the huge doors you saw at the beginning of the video. And I officially welcome you to the Plains. It is a free roam map where you can fight Grineer, do bounties for loot, explore, fly around, fish, mine, and fight Eidolons. Feel free to explore all of it, this just makes the game more relaxing and fun. First, let's get started with fish. Pretty simple. Dyes allow you to see fish in the water, and bait allows you to bait in fish, and certain types of bait lure in certain types of fish at certain times and in certain locations. Just read the bait description. And congratulations, you are now the world's best master baiter. Some fish are found in ponds, lakes, and seas, all of which are easy to find. Next is mining. You'll find these red and blue spots across the plains. These are ore veins. Use your mining laser, not a pickaxe, to mine them. You see this weird UI pop up when you're mining an ore. With the Fortuna laser, your goal is to get the meter to the middle of the moving box, and the Plains of Eidolon laser has you draw this weird shape as close as you can. And see why I told you not to upgrade your drill in the plains and get the Fortuna one? That's what I meant. That's a 5-head moment right there. The Fortuna laser is more efficient and provides more resources out of each vein. And generally, you'll never really get a perfect unless you're like the world's best animator or drawer or whatever with a mouse. So that's that. Generally, reds are more abundant and common. You can find them on the surface mainly. These are more needed in the beginning of finding the plains and everything. But don't neglect the blue ores as they are rare and used in more useful items later, especially when it comes to Cetus standing farming, as I told you. Okay, so you got mining and fishing down. How about the bounties? Well, bounties scale up to ridiculous levels that I don't recommend new players to focus on a lot. The only good side of bounties later is the ability to get lenses fast, but Fortuna does the same thing. So generally, the bounties are simple, and they give you given tasks by Kukzo, and you can even find tents across the plains that look like this, so you don't have to leave the plains to start a bounty. If you're also playing in free mode for a while, you will also see that the Lotus will give you objectives randomly. These are just to keep the session interesting. Most of the time, scratch that, all the time, I ignore them because I've got better things to do. But that's all for random objectives. Another popular bounty is hunting Eidolons. These only come when it's nighttime in Cetus, and you can only get them from the bounties in Cetus. And there's actually dedicated websites to tell you when Cetus is actually going into nighttime. So, Eidolon hunting is a love-hate bounty. You either love it with friends or hate it because you don't have friends like me.
Without control of that camp, their resources cannot move freely around the plains. This Grineer detachment is running low on material. Let's hasten the process by taking out the armored supply vault.
And have to play with randos that usually have bad internet connections. But anyway, this is a good way of grinding focus for operator schools, as using shards from this will allow you to unbind certain skills, but also provide a good amount of focus without taking away from your daily cap. Eidolon fights can get pretty advanced, and this video would be even longer if I talked about them more, and the strategies of taking them down. If you'd like to see a video on it, let me know in the comments. The last thing I want you guys to do in the plains is just to have fun. I've had so many good memories and relaxed moments by just sitting in the plains, fishing or mining, or even killing innocent creatures while the PETA guy scolds me. But whatever you like to do, have fun with friends or randos. There are a lot of fun things to do in the plains, so with that, happy grinding. This has been Starklight, signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.